Hello chess lovers, I have a very interesting game for you played at Australian Young Masters 2017, where in round 8 Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa with the white pieces faced Indonesian chess player Irin Harisma Sukandar, who is the first female player from Indonesia to achieve both the Women Grandmaster and International Master titles. Let's see how the game went on. Praggnanandhaa started with knight f3 and d5 by Sukandar, g3, knight f6, bishop g2, e6, white castles, bishop e7, c4. The game is transformed into an English opening. Black castles, knight e5, c5, c takes d5, e takes d5, e3, bishop f5, knight c3, knight c6, d4, rook c8, h3, bishop d6, knight g4, c takes d4, e takes d4, and knight takes g4. Black is somehow damaging white's pawn structure on the king side. H takes g4, the bishop retreats back, and bishop f3. While actually f4 looks stronger, which also looks more aggressive, but this bishop f3 allows black to find some counterplay on the king side. Here comes bishop b4, knight e2, and queen f6. Now the bishop is under attack. King g2, and now comes an interesting pawn sacrifice by Sukandar. h5. And after g takes h5, black also played bishop h3, and after king takes h3, black is capturing on f3. Now this king on h3 looks somehow misplaced, and now let's see how is black going to use that fact. Now the pawn on h5 is also hanging. Praggnanandhaa played knight f4, but of course black rejected the offer of queen exchanges. Queen e4, bishop e3, bishop d6, knight g2, now comes f5. Black is playing very aggressively. Rook e1, the threat is bishop f4, both attacking the queen and also the bishop, winning the bishop. Bishop b4, rook h1, bishop d6, a3, controlling the b4 square and probably intending to bring the rook on e1 square again. But here comes a very aggressive response by Sukandar. f4. Bishop takes f4, bishop takes f4, and after knight takes f4, here comes this destructive. Rook takes f4, going for an exchange sacrifice in order to rip open white king. G takes f4, rook f8, black is not hurrying to capture on f4. This rook is also joining the attack, and it was in here that Praggnanandhaa made a mistake. He played f3. Well, defending such positions is extremely difficult. It requires a huge amount of calculations. According to Engis, the best move is rook e1. After rook e1, the following continuation is possible. Queen takes f4, queen g4, queen takes f2, rook f1, queen e3 check, king g2, knight takes d4, and white is exchanging the rooks, thus neutralizing black's attack. But instead, after rook f8, we see f3. Here comes queen takes f4, and a mistake by Praggnanandhaa, rook g1. A better move was playing king g2, moving away the king from this dangerous h3 square. But this rook g1 allows black to go on with the attack. Here comes rook f5. Black is going to capture on h5 with the rook. Rook g3, rook takes h5 check, king g2, and queen h6. Well, actually it's not quite clear why black didn't capture on d4, instead played queen h6, which is also a strong move. Now black wants to penetrate white's camp. Queen g1, both controlling the h2 square and also protecting the pawn on d4. Knight e7, but this knight with this beautiful maneuver is now coming to attack white king from the other side of the board. Rook e1, knight f5, rook g4, queen d2 check, king f1, and queen d3 check. Now instead of playing queen d3 check, black had an easy win. Can you find a winning move for black? Now it's not quite clear how could such a strong player miss rook h2 move. Black is now simply threatening queen d3 and white is just forced to give up his queen and it's over. Maybe she was under time pressure, I'm not sure, but this rook h2 just asks itself. And of course if you play rook g2 then knight g3 check is winning. If rook takes g3 then queen d3 check followed by queen takes e2 checkmate. Let's go back, but after king f1 we see queen d3 check and it turns out that now white king is managing to escape. Queen d2 check, rook e2, queen h6, rook e1, rook h2 check, rook g2, queen d2 check, rook e2, queen takes d4 check, king e1, queen h4 check, king d2. Actually black doesn't have enough material to target white king and this king is managing to escape. Queen c5, queen f4 check, king c3, rook c1 check, rook c2, queen takes f3 check, king b4, and here the players repeated the moves and on move 52 agreed to a draw. Well, black could go on with the attack by playing d4 check, if king b3 then queen e6 check, if king b4 then b6, but this won't give black anything. White can play queen c7. Again, the chances of players are equal, that's why on move 52 the players agreed to a draw. I think that this was a very impressive attacking game played by Sukandar, but that was very strange that she missed that rook h2 move. I hope that you enjoyed this game. Good luck.